Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Make sure everything's running. So, I have a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock, which I cannot tell whether it's online or not. So, I just messaged my doctor and said, hey, are we online or not? So, we either have 45 minutes or we have 59 minutes. I can't tell. We'll know when the message comes in. Better make sure that my phone's not on silent. Either way, I'm going to work on color swatches because it's really something that's pretty easy to do and won't take much time and is fine. So I did these color swatches yesterday and I was like, these are really messy and they're ugly and ugh. So I was sitting there thinking I could do better if I were to do this in a different way. So that's what we're doing today. We are doing this in a different way. Is how we are managing this so that it doesn't do the weird stuff. We do the weird stuff. Okay. There we go. The idea here is to make a nice uniform thing. So, why are you doing this, guy? Because I actually cannot find anything on this original panel at all. So now I'm going to have to go figure out how to find stuff on the panel without it being strange. So we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Because they're all the same critter, I'm noticing. Like, orange is always going to be T4. And so I can do that and make it work. So what I was thinking was I'll get a text tool and I will find a text that I like, even though I absolutely adore Airborne. I don't know, we can do Airborne. There's no reason not to, right? Let's go in here and do this and say it's actually much smaller than that. Like 3. And I'll say dim. We'll find like that's the longest word I could think of that's in here. So we'll find a font that we like on that maybe can do Arial narrow. Yeah, maybe that's it. That's like the best we're gonna get out of it, right? Even that's kind of pushing it. It's like the longest we've got though. Mm. Uh, Ooh, hear the music? Man, we're really running. Okay, if you guys are out there and watching and you find it to be overwhelming music, just tell me. Mm. I feel like this is just going to have to be one of those. We do the best we can with what we've got. Right? Like SPR. dim green and just hope for the best on that one. Just kind of go for what we've got. All right, there we go. And we take another one. We say G8, 2. We'll take this guy and bring him down in size. Change his color to white. Rotate him 90 degrees. Put him right here. Even smaller than that. And then now I've got all these align and distributes, which is so useful. Like, the blankets have controlled you. The power of the blankets compels you. The power of the blankets compels you. They're evil. The evil blankets, they're evil. As a side note, I have a doctor's appointment today at 10. So I'll be leaving here at 9:45 / 9:55, depending on whether it's a telemedicine or not. We'll see. But either way, just so you know, if you want to carry the stream, you'll need to be on here before 9:45. Otherwise, I'm killing the stream because it can't stay on. And it's okay if you choose to do that. That is absolutely all right. I just want you to make sure that you have the choice. It is in your court. And you need not say yes or no to it. Or you don't need to justify or anything. I hate whenever I make people justify stuff. Ugh. Who wants to do that? Nobody. So, so just make the choice yourself. You got the choices. It's on you. And then we don't know what Spring Green's color codes are. A8, A8. Because we don't know yet. We'll find out in a minute. Which is okay. Duplicate a layer. We'll make you smallers. Work. And that will work as well. There we go. Yep. They've had that problem for a while. And I mean, this is something that they've talked on the show about. And you know what? Frankly, I don't care. It's manga. All of our manga is by default a style. This is like shooting in black and white, in my opinion. You can gripe about it. That's not going to change anything. So I feel very little sympathy for them in there. But what about your black and white? Oh, that's actually somewhat brilliant. I'm like on the left, you just like side swiped me with that one. I'm like, well, that's not a bad idea. Sell a version of the comic that's just. I mean, mine would be much better for that because I use the grayscales for coloring, and so all I'd have to do is drop the grayscales out of it. That's actually freaking brilliant. I'm like sitting here going, I'm all ready to get all mad and and that's really brilliant, actually. Let's see what she says. She doesn't says. All right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking is like it's a little easier for, say, mine, which Why am I getting it acting like a reference layer? It's not a reference layer. Like that. Why is it doing that? Did I switch the thingy to the... I did. I have not switched back. There we go. Much better. I'm like... It's aggravating because it's constantly hitting. Who knows? We'll have to fix that. I put in the wrong code. Hello! You did! You got here in time! Some user. Although, today is... I'm so sorry, my friend, but I've got a doctor's appointment, so I'll have to leave early for today. But you got here in time. At least we can chat and discuss stuff and things and not have to worry about it too much. All right. Dang it. turn everything off and then go Control Shift E, and it makes it orange. And then we don't have to turn everything back on because I screwed up the primary on this one, because it's really, hey Diggs, oh, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. Those of us that are now over 50 have to start doing things like that. D2, D1, CC. There we go. Duplicate that layer. Turn that off, and that off, and that off. This is going to take forever. Now we have orange and dim screen, dim green, spring. Oh man, I can't even say it. Dim spring green. And that should be easier to read all the way around. That was not what I wanted you to do. There we go. All right. So what I'm doing here is we had these, we have these swatches, and I need to fix the swatches so that they are readable, because this has become too messy and too complicated and I can't read it anymore. So it's like, well, so like sometimes I use the same code over and over and over. Like, I don't know why I'm using sea green here and dim spring dim green here. Really could cut that down and just use G12 for both of them. They're almost the same color. So like now I'm thinking I can just use this sea green or use G82 over here. That sea green is, actually would make some silly sense, because it's like, well, but the idea is to make these a little bit less complicated. Like, we're using the same colors for everything. But it also means that if I want to carry every marker with me to hand color a page, let's say, while I'm sitting at a Starbucks, I will know what colors need to go with me to go to the Starbucks, you know, because I use Copics, and these are the Copic codes right here. That's the Copic code. I think the ironic thing is I'm probably not going to use this spring dim green. I'm going to rather use this sea green, because I've already balanced all four of these colors. All four of these colors are balanced so that when they turn gray like this, they look distinctly different on the uniforms, which are this color, right? With the only real problem being this Prussian blue and this eggplant being very close. Which is why I use a T10 for the eggplant color and a T8 for the Prussian blue. So when I fill the comics later, because this is that same orange. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this spring dim green to this sea green. Here, because it's pretty much effectively the same color. And then I don't have to worry about it, right? And we'll just call it sea green. And then I'll change the Unity color codes to this sea green instead, and it won't matter. And we'll change its code to a D2. Oh, the grain's not loud. And that changes this code to E0, E1, C. And this becomes sea green. And then we'll change that. Yes. It's the same, similar concept. It's a similar concept. The real problem with writing a very long-winded series like I'm writing, Bellatrix Rising is going to take me years and years and years to finish, because it's huge. It's a huge project with lots of moving parts. And the biggest concern I'm going to have is that 5 years from now or 6 years from now, I will be doing the final version of it and look back at issue 1 and go, all of my colors are screwed up, or whatever, But also, you'll feel that. It won't feel the same. Issue 1 and issue 50 won't feel the same. So the big reason that we're doing this is to make sure that they have sort of a similar feel. And that's the mission behind this whole thing. So we'll take this sea green now, and that's a much cleaner looking thing anyway. And then we can duplicate it and put it over here as well, and that's much cleaner for that. Huh. No, I didn't. Or maybe I did, but I don't know it by that name. What's the name of it? Do you know? And then this guy can just be orange. And I'll get rid of this spring green below it because we don't need that one anymore. It's in Japanese. Oh. So, like looking here, I'm looking at Akidama, who is YR07, which looks pretty much the same as YR68. So, rather than do that, I'll just do this. Which then they'll use the same colors, and I won't have to worry about it. Right? So Dr. Akadama can be just the same color of orange as like the alert stripes. And that'd be fine. And one of the things now is Lilac Gold shows up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I'm going to do Lilac Gold next. Sea Green shows up twice. It doesn't show up anywhere else. Really? So the next color we'll want is Lilac Gold. Which is that color. And we have decided that no matter what, Lilac Gold is going to be T5, so that's this color. And we can go ahead and find its code here. We'll put that here. And T5 is, first of all, we'll say it's a T5. I don't like the fact that I've got to double click on these. That's kind of aggravating. There's got to be a different way to do it. A8, A7, A2. It's illegal to own it? Whoa. Whoa. Now I'm curious. Oh, no, Camellia Girl. So... Yep. Yeah, well, it probably took them forever to do it. That's why. I know of that one as Midori Green Girl, or damn it, once again. There was a time back in there was a time early on in anime back in the 90s where things would show up because early on all anime was pretty much underground because everybody was like, nobody will like this, it's stupid, and it's not funny, and or whatever. I don't know, people had a real problem with it. So there was a lot of things that would show up, and I had heard of it, but I've never seen it. Like, there's all kinds of stuff out there that you're like, man, why would you guys make that? But apparently people made all kinds of cool things that you're like, oh boy, did you have to do that? I mean, I guess It kind of did, but still, oof. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I remember discussing it and having discussions about it. And I remember it being, you don't want to see it. And me going, I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see, kind of thing. You're talking about it and you're like, ugh, this is brutal. Mm-hmm. It's because the story involves a child being raped. And that's one of the reasons why that has nobody was interested in it. And that's the core piece of the story. She like joins the circus or something, and horrible things happen to her. Hi, George. How are you? George wishes to be scritched now. Now is the thing. We will scritch now. Now is scritching will occur. And the scritching will occur. The scritching will commence until morale improves. That wouldn't surprise me. I don't even think, I don't know if a print, I'm sure a print exists somewhere. I can't imagine a print not existing anywhere. But yeah, it would not surprise me if the authorities destroyed it. That would make total sense. And frankly, it would definitely be a thing. It'd be a blessing from what I've heard. It is an unpleasant show to watch. Okay, so I get that you really need attention, but I only have like 15 minutes left before I've got to go. So I only have about 15 minutes left before I have to go, and then um sometimes there was a time where here in they released a Blu-ray version in 2020. Yeah, well, I'll put that on the list of movies that I never, ever, ever need to see. Ever. Right? I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I've already seen some anime that made me go, why am I watching this? Why? There have been some ones that I'm like, you know what? No. I'm over it so much. I need to see that like I need a kick in the head. Well, and I mean, that was a reality. There were girls who were molested and abused and all kinds of stuff. It did happen. He's not wrong. It's just, ugh, you know? It's like, ugh, ugh. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you get into that field, there's all kinds of wild crap. Hmm. Trying to decide what's a good next. Right? Sometimes, sometimes it's just distasteful. You know what I mean? Like it's a not a good move. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. You didn't think it through. It's like, well, kind of should have thought that one through a little. You know? I think I will use Cool Gray's default by all the way across. Not an equals guy. Nope, 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 nope. But that's the thing. It's, I mean, so here is the thing about art. Here is the thing about my alarm going off. Here's the thing about art. People, no, I don't want you to do that. Art is supposed to make you think, and all of us have a mission when we do our art. Like, I definitely for B 4 9. I definitely have a mission when it comes to this. Like, I have a reason for doing the things that I do. All of this is not designed. I mean, yes, I want to tell a cool story, certainly. Um, but the truth of the matter is, I also have sort of a point that I want to make. Still not perfect, but it's markedly better than it's been. So, I mean, I still want to do. There's a lot of things that I really want to do. I'm going to put you below here so that I don't accidentally screw up one. And then while doing this, and then I'm going to duplicate that layer. And then call this one. I'm going to do all the things. So I firmly believe that there is a purpose and a reason for sometimes even messing with you can make mindless action movies, that's fine, nothing wrong with that, even if there is because see, I'm just going to duplicate this and call this one this neutral gray. I'll call it a cool gray as well, because there's no reason not to, and there's a neutral gray there. And so I'm just going to duplicate that here and call it for a neutral gray. This is the other reason I'm doing this, is I'm unifying all of my colors, people. Neutral gray. Everybody should be using this neutral gray for their hair and stuff, people. Like, I'm not even sure what all these three colors mean for Chang. I've got more colors than she really has. I'm like, I don't know why did I add all these colors? I don't understand, guys. Okay, I'm actually going to have to go, though, because if I don't, I will be late for my appointment, and they will charge me money. So off I go to do that. And I will be back to complete this work this afternoon after the appointment. And until then, I will see you all later. Thank you for chatting with me, some user. Again, I won't be on for the next week because I've got to go to San Antonio. So I'll be back Friday. So probably won't be able to stream again. So I probably won't be back online until Sunday, the something. Really? Sunday the 26th. So I should be back on Sunday night on the 26th, and then back to normal on the 27th. And until then, but I might be here tomorrow depending on whether my sister is sick, because if she's sick, I'm not driving down there. I'll wait until Saturday. But anyway, thank you all for joining me, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and enjoy spring break if you're here in the U.S. and this is your spring break. Other than that, Ken should be able to pick up some of this stuff, and he'll be able to broadcast from time to time too, so you can talk to him. And until then, though, have a wonderful time and keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.